I've covered loads of LEGO Pixar Easter eggs, but I completely missed WALL-E in the base of the Luxo Jr. set, and I've also missed 28 other small details, like the pull string on Woody's minifigure, and LEGO stealing the A113 Easter egg twice. So today, I'm setting the record straight, starting with that pull string on the back of Woody's minifigure. In the movie, the string on his back is what triggers his voice box.
Reach for the sky.
It's pretty much his only function as a real toy, so LEGO printed it on the back of his torso, right where it would actually be. But there's something about Woody that makes him weird. Him and Jesse both have extra long arm and leg pieces made specifically for them, since they were so much taller than everyone else in the movies. And these pieces didn't get used again until the Avatar theme, 12 years later. The Na'vi are also extremely tall, but by then, LEGO's construction standards had changed, so they had to rework the design entirely. But the new Brickhead sets take a different approach. As usual, all of them have brains inside, but Jesse's and the aliens are a little different. Instead of the regular 2x2, Jessie has a pink plate on top of some other pieces. But I think LEGO continued it into her hat, since she doesn't have a whole head underneath there anyway. But the aliens, on the other hand, have 1x1 bricks instead of 2x2s, since they're so small, and also probably because they worship a claw. Now, Brickheads also always get pieces inside their bodies. So Woody and Jesse have stuffing since they're dolls, and Buzz has batteries since they're his power source. These four are brand new for 2026, but LEGO actually brought back Bo Peep in 2025, who hadn't been seen since 2019, and there's actually a good reason for it. The first two movies she was in came out in 1995 and 2000, before LEGO even had a licensed theme. Toy Story 3 came out in 2010, and obviously LEGO had licenses at this point. But Bo Peep was only a cameo in this movie, so LEGO didn't make her a minifigure. She didn't come back until Toy Story 4 in 2019, which is why her minifigure only came out then. The gap in LEGO literally mirrors her absence from the movies almost exactly, which is more than you can say for Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, who have never had a LEGO minifigure, not even with Toy Story 5 coming out. They're not alone either. We've also never gotten Barbie or Slinky Dog, but it's because all of these toys are owned by separate companies. Hasbro owns Potato Head, Mattel owns Barbie, and Alex Brands owns Slinky Dog, which are all direct competitors in the toy industry. So these three don't exist in LEGO for legal reasons. But some Toy Story sets only exist in certain countries. A UK newspaper company called Daily Mirror gave away promotional sets back in 2010, Woody's Campout and Buzz's mini ship. Neither of these were for sale anywhere in the world, and it's not like they were a raffle. Daily Mirror was handing them out for free. But speaking of things that are easy to miss, A113 is the Easter egg Pixar has hidden in every movie they've ever made. It's the classroom number at Cal Arts where the pioneers of Pixar animation learned everything they know. It was on a license plate in Toy Story, the photographer's camera in Finding Nemo, the wing of the spy plane in Cars 2, but LEGO actually made sets for Cars 2, and the spy plane made the cut. So you can literally hold a piece of this famous Easter egg in real life. Now, technically LEGO didn't steal this one, but they did in the Pizza Planet Rocket Ride set. You can find it on the dashboard of the cockpit, and honestly, it's really cool to see LEGO continue Pixar's tradition. However, this isn't the only Easter egg in this set. There's a tile on the coin dispenser referencing Sid, the bully from the first movie, whose house is literally next door to Andy's, and who famously strapped Buzz Lightyear to a rocket. There are also two aliens inside the rocket's control panel made out of studs. LEGO definitely knows how to pack in Easter eggs, but they aren't always correct. The Pizza Planet truck rescue set was sold under Toy Story 3 branding, but the scene it recreates is from Toy Story 2, so they definitely got that wrong. But the truck itself is one of Pixar's biggest recurring Easter eggs across every movie. It's somewhere in almost all of them, just like A113, so LEGO hid it in the light bulb of the Luxo Jr. set. LEGO does some cool stuff for Toy Story, but nothing like Zurg's legs. His minifigure has a big slope piece as his lower body, but it seems like people don't agree on what direction it should face. You'll see it like this a lot, where the slope kicks forward, but in the actual instructions, LEGO tells us to place it the other way. I'm not even sure how this happened, but the set he's in has something cooler going on. It's based on the opening from Toy Story 2, the one that made all of our hearts drop, since it looked like Buzz Lightyear actually died for a minute. He was on this insane mission to invade Zurg's base to get his power source, and after he died, we zoomed out, and it was actually just Rex playing a video game based on him. Now, Buzz didn't have a ship in the opening, but he did fly through space and walk on the moon, so LEGO definitely took some liberties with this set. But the WALL-E set has a completely different kind of origin. It was actually submitted by Angus MacLane on LEGO Ideas, and if you've never heard that name, he was the directing animator for the actual WALL-E movie. This guy literally made WALL-E. Apparently, he's a huge LEGO fan who even goes to conventions, and he wanted WALL-E to be a real thing in LEGO, so he used his knowledge of making him digitally to make him out of bricks, and he did a really good job. Now, in the movie, WALL-E's only friend before Eve is a cockroach named Hal, named after the director Hal Roach. He gets run over a lot and always survives, because obviously he's a cockroach. But Angus would never forget WALL-E's first friend. He's pretty hard to spot, but he's actually sitting on WALL-E right up front. You can tell because the lever piece is supposed to be his antenna. But MacLane's relationship with LEGO didn't stop at WALL-E. He directed Lightyear in 2022. And do you know why the cover of the XL-15 is yellow? Because he wanted transparent yellow canopies for his own LEGO Space MOCs. He literally tweeted, as an AFOL, I really wanted some new transparent yellow canopies, so I figured I'd make a movie that would require them. I don't know if he even talked to LEGO about this before he made the decision, but it worked. The canopy debuted in 2022 as a brand new element, so he got exactly what he wanted. But remember how LEGO vitalized the A113 Easter egg? Well, they did it again with a different Easter egg from Cars. The one here is that instead of McQueen using Goodyear tires, he uses Lightyear tires, which is an obvious reference to Buzz Lightyear. LEGO finally added this in his most recent set after not for all these years. So he's the only one who has it. But the reason McQueen wears number 95 isn't random either. It was almost 57, referencing director John Lasseter's birth year, but it got changed to 95 for 1995, the year Toy Story came out. McQueen itself is also a tribute to Glenn McQueen, a supervising animator on Toy Story, A Bug's Life, and Monsters, Inc., who unfortunately passed away in 2002. So even Duplo versions of McQueen have been quietly referencing so many different Pixar things. But the new Speed Champions version has a very unique quirk. There's no chassis piece. Every other Speed Champions car has one because they need a cockpit for the minifigure driver, but McQueen doesn't have a driver. He is the car. So LEGO had to rethink the format entirely, and the cockpit is completely missing. Did you know there isn't a single LEGO system set based on the first Cars movie? There's only Duplo. Cars 2 got system sets in 2011, and Cars 3 got pushed into juniors in 2017. The Speed Champions McQueen is technically the first system LEGO set based on the original movie, and it took 20 years for it to happen. Although McQueen did cross over into a different Pixar world as a bonus character in the 2018 LEGO Incredibles video game. This might seem completely random, but Woody is also hidden in this game, and data mined files from the the development showed he was originally going to use the 2010 molded head before being swapped to the newer printed version. But The Incredibles gets real Lego too, and there's something very cool in the Great Home Escape set. This one is based on Incredibles 2, where the family moves out of their regular house and into a super high-tech mansion. This place was literally made for superheroes, so when Lego made their set, they added a play feature that slides the fireplace to the side, revealing this giant control panel. Considering the fireplace lights up with the push of a button in the movie, I'd say this control panel is pretty plausible. But there's actually an entire Lego Pixar universe most people don't know about. A show called Lego Bricktoons dropped on Disney Plus in September of 2024, with 5 shorts covering Cars, Brave, The Incredibles, Finding Nemo, and Coco. And they were all in Lego. Owen Wilson and Larry the Cable Guy even voice acted as McQueen and Mater again. But for some reason, the Incredibles episode has Syndrome, who dies at the end of the first movie when his cape gets sucked into a jet engine. So Lego's version of the Pixar universe apparently has different rules. But a goated Pixar movie with a sick set is up. And it has a detail most people completely missed. The rooster weather vane on top of the roof is this weird teal color. In the movie, the weather vane is rusted metal, and when this happens in real life, it oxidizes, turning it teal instead of its original brown. A perfect example is the Statue of Liberty, which actually used to look like a penny. Now, Lego's version of this rooster doesn't exactly capture the detail from the movie, so it looks a little weird. But even weirder is that they moved the TV from the living room to the attic, and it has a very specific sticker on it. It's playing Movie Town News, Spotlight on Adventure, the documentary about Charles Muntz that young Carl and Ellie watch at the start of the movie. That documentary is what gives them the dream to go to Paradise Falls. It's literally the foundation of everything. But the Easter eggs continue in the Slinky Dog bookend set. The advertised Easter eggs here are the hidden Woody and Slinky Dog minifigures, but there's something way cooler going on inside Woody's book. He needs an actual mechanism to make him slide out the way he does, and to achieve it, the book is completely hollow. But there seem to be a lot of characters here made with studs, and they're actually a reference to Toy Story 3. Everyone here was inside Andy's toy box, where he keeps his old toys, so they may seem random, but they're definitely not. And another set with cool Easter eggs is the Lotso set from this year. Obviously, Lotso is the main villain of Toy Story 3, but he was the center of the big plot twist. Pixar made him appear to be very nice, and they even had him smell like strawberries to really sell it. So Lego put a little strawberry tile inside his head. His smell is what made everyone trust him, and the characters he imprisoned are also inside his head as studs, just like the ones in the bookend set. The only Pixar set with more Easter eggs is the Luxo Jr. set, which the designer says there are 32 of. Now, I definitely haven't found all of them, and if you've seen my videos, you know I've covered a lot of them. But there's one that's really easy to miss. Most of them are inside the ball. That's where you can find a ton of brick-built characters. But the lamp itself cleverly hides a very small version of Wall-E. The first time I saw it, I didn't really know if I believed it, but if there are gonna be 32 Easter eggs in here, then this isn't that much of a stretch. But which of these details did you miss in this video? Be sure to let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.